What's up, radio family? Yeah, you know this show hits home every month. We're saving our babies and shining a light on these dirty pedophiles that torment our kids every day. We're coming harder and bringing more info and awareness on how to tell someone or help lock up these dirtbags and bring tougher laws into play. Lots of guests and parents speak out on this topic. Chime in 731-1230 or check out the Conversations With Cogee.com website for past shows and upcoming events. My feelings on this situation: if this doesn't affect you, then you must be part of the problem. Let's save our babies and make that call. 911 is 3 buttons. Monday, 3 to 5, Conversations with Cogee.
Go get him, Cogee.
You are now tuned in to Conversations with Cogee. You dig? It's Conversations with Cogee. It's Conversations. The boy is about to flow. Stay tuned. It's Conversations, baby. Yeah, I'm doing my thing. Rush hour traffic. KLAV. Come and sit down, call and talk to me. Topics off the chain, yeah, I'm getting it in. Callers calling in, jamming up my system. Stay tuned to my show and make sure you're listening. Make sure you're listening. You want to make sure you're listening.
Dirty pedophile, I see you haven't stopped hurting children since the last show. I hear that it isn't even safe for kids to go to the pediatrician. You just keep getting more and more ruthless and evil. You must be stopped. If you aren't stopped, there won't be one innocent, safe child left in this world. A lot of people are working really hard to keep finding you and stopping you for good, forever. We need every good person to stand up and stop the pedophiles from hurting any more innocent kids. You might think it's funny and you are safe, but not for long. You will be stopped because us kids have the right to grow up safe without the fear of you. You must be stopped.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach. I'm here in the house. You know today is another hot show for us today, and I want to say what's up to my 3 to 5 riders out there. We ready to get them today. This is a very serious show to me. This show is my pedophile show, and we back again. Like I said, we coming at them again. Even in the news, things are getting more ruthless and more ruthless from the last time we had the show, and this is my 4th show right here, and we ain't letting up because we got some big things that happen right now. You know what I'm saying? As far as the different organizations, and hey, we got the Cogee's Hands Off Act that's now in effect, and here we come. Now we ready to come get them. I went to a great show last week, the Toe Tag Monologues with the Vision Theatrical Foundation with Barn Stringer and Kim Flowers. And I mean, when I say this play was great, we had all the kids acting out a lot of different things that's happening in life right now. And it really touched me, man, to see these kids come into this theatrical, center to really do their thing and really show us what they go through. And what better way than to give it to us in a vision that we'll never be able to forget. You know what I'm saying? With the drugs, alcohol, pedophiles, rape, everything, you name it. I mean, they really put on a show today. And I mean, I'm really pissed today. Today's show is really going to get heated. And you know what? I got to bring my person on. Elsa.
Hello, Cogee.
How you doing?
How are you?
Oh, I need my partner in this situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. How heated are we today, Elsa?
Absolutely hot. Steaming hot.
Oh, yeah, and we ready to bring it today.
We're going to be branding iron hot.
Oh, it's going to be branding iron hot, and I mean that definitely.
Absolutely. Me too. Because you know what? There's no excuse for anybody to cover up for a pedophile.
No, definitely. And you know what? Like I said, with the new laws and new stuff we coming out with, if you know what? I look at it like this. I'm going to bring this up real quick, Elsa, and then we're going to move on. If you supporting a pedophile, while he's in jail, you sending him money, you making sure he's all right, you just as dirty as the person that's in jail. And I don't care who you are. What you think about that?
Accomplice. You are an accomplice, a direct accomplice of that pedophile.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I'm telling you, if you know anybody out there right now, I'm telling any families that's out there right now, if you know somebody that's supporting a pedophile that's in prison right now, sending him money, sending her money, doing anything to help them with the commissary, help them with the situation, you ain't no better than the dirty dirt bag that's in there right now for touching our kids.
Because if these people don't take consequences, there's never going to be a change.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And, you know, if you support them, I mean, how is that you know what I'm saying? That just means that you getting them comfortable, and you never know. Right before that person went to jail, that person could have been targeting your child. Your child just wasn't available for him to get him. Ain't no loyalty in a dirty pedophile.
Exactly. There's nothing more filthy because they're preying on the innocent and the vulnerable and the innocent that can't defend themselves. So they go prey on the innocent and vulnerable. And who are those but the children, right?
Right. And then on top of that, the way I look at it, you know what? It's so many fathers out here that I done talked to. And I mean, they done really said, if the laws don't change, people are going to start taking stuff into their own hands. And that's what we don't want to do, because then it'll be a lot of bloodshed across the city. And we don't want that across the city. We want to do the laws right, where our fathers can stay in the home because the justice system is doing what they're supposed to do. And that's what we want. We don't want a wild bonfire to run out through the city. We want the laws to be passed to protect us and make us feel safe, where we don't got to get out there and we don't got to do these certain things. You know what I'm saying? Take law into our own hands, right or wrong.
Right, but we can definitely contact our congressmen, and we could write letters to them pleading for them to make modifications or amendments, as we call them, in the law.
Right, and we definitely going to do that. But I want to say what's up to my man Big Blaze.
What's going on, Kogee?
So what you think about today, man? Here we are again.
Yeah, here we are again, you know, attacking the predators. Once again, you know, any method we can devise to keep our youth safe, I think we need to go about it. You know, I heard you cover some important topics already so far about, you know, the predators and the moves they're making, and the fact that nobody's really addressing it or doing anything about it.
Oh, but we going to do something about it.
Oh,
Today's the show. We coming for him. And I got my man in today. You know what? Let me tell you something. I got two people in right now who done been through this. And this is a male and a female. And you know what? They tired of it. Nobody wants to be silenced no more, because we not going to let it happen to our kids, because we ride as a village. On my show, we ride as a village. Hey, all our kids are our kids, nephews, nieces, everything. We all one village. You mess with the village, you got to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? We got my man in Smooth. How you doing today, Smooth?
I'm cool, man. How you doing?
Oh, man. Hey, I'm cool, man. Today, we definitely going to get it in. And we got Melissa in. How you doing, Melissa? Welcome back again. She's a victim.
I'm great, Kogee. How are you?
Oh, hey, I'm hot today. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those days where we really get ready to put it down and we get ready to bring it. And I want to thank y'all, too, for being on here with y'all's courage to come out and help these other kids. And we got former UFC Champion Kevin Randleman that's going to be coming in, and he's talking about it, too. He's going to be here with us just to let us know it don't matter how many muscles you got. It don't matter what you got. Anybody is susceptible for this stuff to happen to them. And you know what? We really going to put a stop to it. But you know what? Let me open the phone lines. Miss Peaches.
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Are we ready to put it down today?
Oh, yeah. Well, we have a lot to talk about today. I think people are going to be very surprised, and it's definitely going to open their minds.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go to the call-in number right now and make sure people know how to get in touch with us, and then we're going to take a break. And we come back, we getting right into it, all right?
And now, back to Conversations with Cogee.
Yeah, this is your host, Kogee, and we back right now. I mean, hey, we back, we hot, we smell smoke, and it's going to be fire. You know what I'm saying? So first thing I'm going to do, we starting the show straight out the gate. Here we go. I'm going to my man Smooth right off the bat. Smooth, tell me, man, honestly, you being a man, how did this happen to you, and how can it easily slip up and happen to any man?
Well, mine started when I was like 4 years old.
Right.
It was by another male relative, and playing and touching the places he wasn't supposed to be playing.
Right.
And I went to my grandparents and my mom and told them what happened, and they whooped both of us and put us in the same bed.
Oh, again?
Again. Like, y'all don't do that. They whipped both of us, and then they put us in the same bed. So I got up and slept by the door.
Right.
Fell asleep. When I woke back up, I was back in the bed again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was the first instance, and I just had to pretty much run away from him because he was like 3 years older than me. Then when I was older, one of my uncles, same thing, inappropriate touching. This time when I told, I wasn't believed. Nah, he wouldn't do that. Not him, because it was my grandmother's brother.
Right.
So it was like, nah.
Dirty pedophile.
Yeah, not him. No, not him. So, after being not believed, you go. It was a lot of emotional problems and stuff I had to deal with all the way up till I was 27 years old. So I didn't deal with the stuff. I didn't want to admit it. Didn't want to tell nobody. None of that. So it stays with you. But I'm here today to help fight.
Oh, yeah, man. And you know what? Your story definitely help us out, man, and help us bring this to light. You know what I'm saying? And, Melissa, let me ask you a question. How hurtful is it when your father, this is supposed to be your protector, and he's the second person next to God that makes your heart feel good and make you feel protected. When your own father molests and rape you, what does that do to a woman? What does that do to a young lady mentally?
Kogee, it really puts a strain on a lot of relationships, family relationships, personal relationships. It's hard to trust people. They're supposed to be close to you, protect you, and all he was hurting me, and a lot of trust issues.
Yeah. But did he ever make you feel like that he was doing something right? That this was love, this was affection? I really want you to tell it, because we got a lot of young kids out here that's listening. We got a lot of people that's on our radar right now that's going to be calling in. And we want these young ladies to know, if your daddy got you doing certain things, or he's making you go get money, or he's making you do this, or turning you on to any of that, he's no better than the dirty pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that this that this comes to light. And I mean that.
Yeah, at the time, I did feel like he loved me because he was giving me attention. I got things that I wanted, and he said that he loved me and everything, was taking care of me, but he was sick. He didn't love me. Yeah.
But you know what? I tell you what, with that whole situation with him, when it went into court, how did it? Elsa.
Yes.
This is Melissa, who was on the show, and she was just talking about, you had talked to me a while back and said you still wanted to tell her how to press charges and how to do this. But you know what you failed to forget is that she did say, I listened to the show again, she did say he was already convicted.
Okay. Then now, was he convicted for the charges against you, Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as you know, has he really paid for it or no?
No.
Okay. So he might be, is he out where he possibly could be hurting other people?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. If you guys ever find out that he's hurting other people, or people that he has hurt, these people need to report him.
And let him know, Elsa. How can they do that? How can anybody do that that's listening right now?
Absolutely. Like I was saying before, there's a statute of limitations in every state. And I'm not in Las Vegas, but I can tell you that every state has a statute of limitations. What that means is that there's a time frame that this can be reported, okay? So if you find out that he's hurting somebody else, or if there's anybody out there listening that know this man and they have hurt you, then report him. Report him, because it's not too late. You still have time to get on it, and you still have time to make sure that the charges are pressed against him.
Definitely. Melissa? Thank you. And this is his second offense too, so he's going to do it again.
And you know what? They don't stop. They don't stop. And the thing about pedophiles is that they are very cunning, and they will find ways to get back to the prey.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Elsa.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish.
I said pedophiles, anything I know about them, they can't help themselves. It's like they're stupid, They're out in the light, and they're hurting people because they can't help themselves. They put out every trick under the sun. They try to buy stuff for kids. They try to manipulate children. They try to, bring the children in. They put themselves where the children are. They are very cunning. And ask anybody that's been abused, and they will agree that they're very cunning. They're always finding ways of getting in with the kids so that they can get the kid.
Right, and see, that's why if you go to conversationswithcogee.com right now and click on and go to the hands off page and register to receive your updates, because we are going to catch this on fire. We're going to catch this website on fire. Out of the love and respect for all the people I have around me right now, is my family, my brothers, my sisters, everybody that's going through this right now. You know what I'm saying? We just want y'all to know that we here for you. And I got another champion that don't not only do it in the ring, but he do it right here sitting beside me, the former UFC champion Kevin Randleman. How you doing, sir?
Very good, sir. And yourself? Thank you for having me here.
How you doing, brother?
I'm always blessed. My wife still loves me.
Oh, you know that's right.
Baby's still on the way.
Oh, baby's still on the way, man. Much love to you. Congratulations. Let me ask you something, man, and then we're going to get into your story. We're going to go around the board. How deep is this situation right now, Kevin?
With the pedophiles in America?
Yeah.
It's for me, I'm a product of it. Can you hear me over there?
Hold on, we're having a few problems with his mic, but we're gonna come right back to him in a minute.
I'm a loud voice man. I can get that point out there.
Yeah, but check us out. Hold on, we're gonna fix your mic, man, so we can get you right in. But check us out. I'm gonna move over here to Melissa real quick. How deep is this situation that's going on right now? I mean, with you and Smooth, I want y'all to tell me, as far as y'all being victims and y'all done been through it, and y'all at the age y'all at now, and it's even worse and it ain't stopped. So tell me, how deep is this situation right now?
Well, it's real deep because 98% of pedophiles get out and reoffend.
Yeah.
98%. It's probably higher.
Yeah, we got.
It's probably 100, but they get out and they reoffend. So it's a non-stopping thing.
Yeah,
it's constant.
Yeah, we got something for that. You know what I'm saying? I told you, with these new laws and the different stuff that we got right now, we definitely making it to where, hey, we gonna light a fire on this whole situation. So one thing I'm gonna tell you, man, this whole situation is to the point to where they're not even scared no more. Elsa, come on in with that. Elsa.
I'm sorry?
Come on in with it. I said one thing I see about these dirty pedophiles, they ain't scared no more.
No, like I said, we need to bring them out of the cracks, because they're always going to try to hide. And right now, the biggest problem is the silence of the victims. So many victims are silent that this is why we can't catch them. This is why we have not been able to make progress, because the silence, the dark family secrets that are being kept away, swept under the rug, that's what's preventing us from actually getting a handle on this. This is why we have to make sure that all the parents, that all us that are involved in this, all of us that want to get involved in making it better for our children, we need to write letters to our congressmen, to the people, to our representatives, to the state representatives. We need to get out there. We need to get involved as a community. We are all a part of a one big family. Right. You definitely right on that, Elsa. But the thing about it is, this is what I want to talk about today. While we writing letters to Congress and we waiting on those letters, let's talk about right now the prevention of what we all can tell people to do right now to be safe until that time comes. Because like I told you, I got a lot of brothers around me that's a part of my life, and they all got kids, and they all are very tired of the way that the law is dealing with this situation, and they starting to feel like they not gonna have this. If you touch my kid, we going to war, and we don't want that. We trying to save the whole situation right now. We trying to stop this situation. We trying to prevent it, but we need the parents to help us to prevent it, where things don't go down like that. No, because we can't take justice into our own hands, because two wrongs don't make a right. Right, and we definitely got to prevent that. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. What I want to do is, let's you know what, I want to go to the call-in number again, because I want to make sure that everybody know how to get in and how to chime in on this situation.
I mean, I've got brothers and sisters that are in jail, drug addicts, almost all of them, and I have a big family. And I'm just thankful to God that He gave me the presence to have people around me with a strong mental to keep me mentally always focused, because it'd have been easy for me to be a drug dealer. It'd have been easy for me to say, frick this, and go out and start robbing, and at times. Mentally, I'm stronger than that. For a lot of kids, I was a child and I was molested. For the longest, I thought something was wrong with me, you know? And mentally, I was like always like phobic. Right. After that, phobic. You know, phobic. Don't touch me, don't kiss me. You know, but that's not my fault. The guy that had whatever perverted urge or perverted mind, he had a problem, not me. For the longest time, it was hard for me to. I mean, when I was younger, I got in so much trouble after that. I mean, I was a great kid up until then, and then after that, I just had problems because I never told anyone in my family. I mean, I've been shot, I've been stabbed. I even tried to commit suicide because of this pervert, you know? I mean, I was young. Year and a half afterwards, I tried to take my life, and I was dead. They brought me back. So why wouldn't I want to stay here and make everybody else smile like I'm smiling?
It's just meant for you to be here, bro.
It's meant for me to be here, and I don't know what God's plan is, but I like it.
I know what purpose God got you here, brother. That's my man, former UFC champion Kevin Randleman, telling his story right there, everybody. You see, this man's coming out to save people. So, Kevin, tell me about that situation, man. Take me back.
I was a kid when I was younger. I come from a big family, one of 11, and one of 11. I'm the second to the youngest, and at the time, you know, when you're a kid, I was like that Forrest Gump story. I wore braces. I was bow-legged. I wore braces on my legs for 4 years, and when they came off, I was a fat kid, so I read a lot of books, and I was like a mama's boy. I hung around, but once the braces came off and I was able to run and play with the kids, you know, I started kind of doing my own thing. I wanted to go and do things. I wanted to walk. I would walk 20 miles and have to get brought back by cousins because I was across town. But right. As a child, my parents tried to protect me as much as possible. But once, I mean, again, this will always go back to parents. I'm not going to ask anybody to help me raise my child if I'm not willing to take the steps.
That's right, to do it myself.
To teach my child as soon as he's born or she is born the right ways and the wrong ways. So when I was younger, I was involved into a youth summer flag football program. I was 10 years old, and I remember one weekend all my friends was like, let's go up to the Y, and you know, I was late. I got up there late. They were all playing in the pool and stuff, and I just remember going in to the shower because, you know, when you're a kid, you got to read the signs. It says, take a shower before you go into the pool. Right. So there was a teacher. There was a teacher at the time, but, you know, at 10 years old, I didn't know who he was. Later in life, I realized that he was a teacher. I was in the showers. He asked me to come here. I went to the steam room, and you know, it happened. And for me, it's like a sickening feeling. Right. It's a sickening feeling because I didn't know what was going on, and even today I still have dreams and nightmares. Not so much as nightmares because, remember, this was 30 years ago. Right. So when I was a kid, I didn't know what was going on. I was nervous. I was scared. But when I went home and told my parents thought I was kind of embellishing, doing something like that, and so they kind of swept it under the rug. And
Can I jump in 1 second? I still want you to keep your story right where it is. Now, did you hear what he said, everybody? There it goes again. Now, Smooth said it. Melissa said it. The parents, they sweeping it under the rug. I'm going to throw the alert out there right now. If any of y'all's kids come to y'all and say, Uncle Chester, Aunt Chester, you know, anybody is touching my kids, anybody's messing with my kids, this is serious. This is serious. But I want to ask you a question, Kevin, and I mean it. Then I want to go back into your story because I see the man's getting heated right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this question. You got a child on the way, and if anything like it happened to your child right now, what frame of mind are you in right now?
Am I allowed to say it on the air?
As respectable as you can say it.
My problem with so many people is that you guys are letting everybody in the world run your lives.
Bingo.
You're not letting people. I'm sorry, when it comes to my household, nobody, not a cop, not a police officer, no one's coming into my house telling me how to run my house. Hello. And because of what I've gone through in my life, I know exactly how to prepare my kids for life when they leave my house. So when people say they want to sweep it under the rugs, when people I've been hearing the people on here, like, we can't have silent voices. That's the problem with our country. Believe me,
no more silent voices.
We don't need a silent voice.
Right.
If you got a problem with Medicare, if we don't speak up, then the government officials are not going to know where we stand. Right. When it comes to pedophiles, I'm sorry, but a pedophile does not just steal the youth, the innocence of a child. They still, you understand, he does. When I was molested, he didn't touch just my life. he touched every life that came up after me, because everyone I talked to and everyone that I got close to, remember, I didn't like no one touching me. I was homophobic. I had a lot of problems with life, with people, with boys, with guys. So all my life I was a volatile person. All throughout college, I was always ready to fight because I thought someone was trying for me. Remember, I'm a 10-year-old boy that had to grow up right away.
Right.
Now that I'm older, I feel like I can be a kid again now that all those problems and those stresses and those trials and tribulations that I've dealt with.
Right.
I didn't deal with the child molestation part until I was 30 years old, and I was in Japan, and I won the UFC Heavyweight Championship, and my boys like, let's go out to the clubs, and I'm just sitting there. I took a nap. I woke up crying. My boys like, yo, what's the matter? I'm like, nothing, fellas. I just don't want to talk right now. I just want to be left alone. And they were like, yo, you the champion of the world. Why are you so sad? And I told them. I said, hey, fellas, I don't know if you guys understand this, but, all the times I broke it down to them. Like, you guys always think, why you such, you the monster. Well, I'm the monster because I'm always afraid that someone is trying to take advantage or trying to hurt me.
Right.
So whenever it comes down to it, my mentality quickly goes back to that 10-year-old boy who was scared, who couldn't fight off, screamed and yelled, but had nobody to hear him.
No voice, yeah.
So the silent voices, the ones that we have to listen to. The kids are the kids don't know how to tell us the right way. So when they open their mouth in any way, we have to understand. We have to pay attention.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely right on that. Miss Peaches.
Yeah, Coach.
I want to come to you again before I go to a phone call. How real is Kevin with this situation? And come on with it.
God. It really just how he breaks it down, and he's so honest about it. Cogee, I am pissed. Every person that's sitting in that studio right now has the same issue. Nobody listens. That is so unfair. And as a parent, how do you not listen? How do you not help? And, Kevin, with the guy that it happened with him, how many times did he do that? Did he take advantage of somebody who was by themselves and nobody listened? And that's where all the problems are like a big cyclone and a tornado, Cogee, and I know you're working so hard to put a stop to it. But what I wanted to ask everybody, Cogee, is when everybody is sitting in there and they told and nobody listened, or if they told, they made them feel like it was their fault. For all of the people that are there, could you just give a tip to any child who's listening or any parent who's listening and just say, when you tell, and if somebody makes you feel like it's your fault, you're going to feel really bad. But how do you get past that to move on and get the help you need?
You're definitely right. But you know what? Bring it on. Come a little deeper, Miss Peaches. Come on.
Okay, well, this happened to somebody very close to me, and I want to know what you guys all think. I would love to hear everybody's opinion and advice on this situation. I'm going to do it in radio time. I'll do it really fast. I'll break it down to the most important point. 8-year-old girl, a grown man starts speaking with her, and it all happened very fast, and it was in a room full of people. He tells her, he's very beautiful, you're gorgeous. How old are you? I'm 8. In 10 years, I'm going to marry you. Oh, no, you know what? I could marry you now. Do you want to come see the rings in my room? And he invited her a couple of times, well, she wasn't going. She, and she, like I said, it was a room full of people, and it happened very fast. I confronted the guy because he did bring rings out, and he gave her a ring. So, I talked to my friend, and we confronted him. We said, no, that's not right. You don't do that. You don't speak to a child, period. You don't invite a child to do, you don't entice them with anything. And we returned the ring back. But I just want to know what is your guys' opinion on this situation.
You ought to see the faces of everybody sitting in here right now, even my boy, Guy Ryan. You ought to see the faces on everybody right now. So you know what? First, I'm going to pass it around. We're going to go to Kevin real quick. You first, Kevin.
Well, I don't know who said it earlier on the radio, but you were right. Pedophiles, they're so clever. They've done this. These sick individuals have their own books out there on how to be a better pedophile.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why our government can't put more stops to this. We can't have more. The laws on pedophilia, on the pedophiles, should be stricter than someone. I mean, I'm sorry, when you do that to a child, you change their lives. You can make them a murderer. You can make them a pedophile. So you're just damaging generations. Not to mention just the lateral movement of it. So for me, whenever I don't even like innuendos. When it comes down to it, I don't. When it comes to kids, I let them know your parents are your parents, and you're coming to me just to learn what I can do. And I tell them all, there's no inappropriate touching. And if you have at any time I coach kids, I teach kids, I work with kids, I read to kids. If at any time you guys feel like you guys are being inappropriately touched, come to me right away.
That's right.
Because like Coach Kevin don't care. I don't care. I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not scared of anything. When it comes to kids, I'll give my life. I'll put my life on the line for them.
That right.
Because I know where I was when I was there.
And that's what we doing here today. We putting our life on the line. We putting our word out there. We doing everything. But I also want to say, when it comes to law enforcement, I don't want people to give up on law enforcement. You have to tell.
Yeah.
The first process is you have to get in touch with the law enforcement and let them know. We don't want nobody to just take it on their hands. I mean, report it first, and then I guess where it falls after that, at least it's reported. You know what I'm saying? But we have to keep law enforcement a part of this situation. I am not going to tell nobody, put it in your own hands and do this and do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, let's keep law enforcement in it first. Get in touch with somebody who handles that situation. And we got law enforcement people that I work with right now, that works with all us right now. And we got people to tell. We got people that's checking out stuff right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pass it around to Blaze, and we're going to do it quick and go around the table on what Miss Peaches said real quick. And then we're going to go to a phone call. I'm not trying to hold y'all up on the phone, but we got to keep it moving real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about this story, and definitely I wanted to address that. It's pretty screwed up situation that went on with the person that she was talking about. But we work every day to try to address this, because there's really nothing else we can do until it's brought to our attention. Kids ain't gonna talk about it. So,
no, that ain't true. No, because the kid did talk about it. The kid told immediately that Miss Peaches is talking about.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah, not all the time.
Right. I'm not talking about that particular situation.
Okay.
I'm talking about all the time. Like what Mr. Randleman was saying. Like when it happens when you're a young kid and you're worried that negative attention is going to be brought your way. A lot of times it's easier for you to be quiet about something like that.
Amen.
Okay, but hold on. You're right. But the thing about it is, Smooth was 4 and Smooth told.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
But what do you do when the parent doesn't believe you? It's just like what Ms. Peaches was saying.
I feel like, what do you do when the parent don't believe you? You should go tell the teacher. You might think that if I tell the teacher that means they're going to be in my family business. But if you want the situation to stop, you should tell the teacher. You should tell anybody that will listen.
Right.
Because I wish I would have did. I wish I would have told anybody that would have listened besides my parents, besides my grandmother. And I know there's people out there just thinking, well, I don't want to tell because it's going to mess up my family.
Right.
I don't want to tell my uncle because my dad's going to be mad. I don't want to tell because, it might mess up the family situation.
Right.
But you know what? That's not true. It's going to better this family situation, because you might have someone that's younger than you, and they're waiting to get their hands on that person.
You're definitely right,
If you tell, then you can save somebody else's life.
That's right.
Because this stuff stays with you. Like he said, he was 30. I was 27. When I first dealt with it, I waited till I was 27. So all that time
emotional
in between,
pain
and thinking about it, and I can't go to sleep, and dealing with it in your relationships.
Yeah.
Because it comes in your relationships whether you like it or not.
Right.
It dives in there. So if you tell and try to get through it right now, when you're at a certain age, I'm talking about the ones that have been touched on and it's affecting your life.
Right.
If you deal with it right now instead of waiting until later on, I'm telling you, it'll be better for you.
Got that right. Thank you, my brother. Melissa, come in real quick. Then we're going to go to a phone call. We got my man cleaning the Board of Health. He's going to come in and drop some knowledge real quick. Go ahead.
Well, what she did was great. She told and went up to other parents and told her what that man was doing.
Right.
You just got to tell other parents wherever she was at and just say, this guy is creepy. Report to the police if you can, 311 if you can. Just say, hey, this is what he looks like. Maybe possibly see what he drives if you can. Get that information.
Right.
And, law enforcement is key. CPS is okay, but there's always a waiting list, and that's horrible.
Oh, yeah. But see, that's where I'm telling you, the Kogee Hands Off Act, we get ready to go around this waiting and this long line and this, that, and the other. We got police. We got different people that we working with. We get ready to light the fire right now. Miss Peaches, I want to thank you for that. And I know what you building on that end with that situation. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go to a phone call real quick. My man cleaning the Board of Health. What's up, brother?
What's the word with you, Kogee?
Man, the word is fire, man. 911 thrill on fire,
Man, I pulled over, and ever since the show started, I've just been sitting in my car listening to this show. First of all, I want to commend Melissa, Smooth, and Kevin for getting their story out there. You know what I mean? I mean, this show. First of all, let me also say hi to my boy Blaze and Peaches out
man?
there. But back to what I was saying, you know, it's all about education and putting these pedophiles on blast, putting this subject on blast. You know, and I hear so many people talking about how you know parents or guardians, they sweep it under the rug. I mean, it's true, and it's mind-boggling to me. I mean, if you're a parent or a guardian, and it is your responsibility to check into it, even if it is true or if it's not true, it's your responsibility to check into that. Right. I mean, because kids don't make stuff up like that. You know what I mean? I mean, it's the parent's responsibility or the guardian's responsibility to check into it. And if it's the guardian that's doing it, man, it's crazy, man.
It's sick.
It's really crazy, man.
It's sick. We got these dirty pedophiles who still running around out here. We just seen on the news, Miss Peaches just told me the other day, where one of them, they hunting for him that he didn't even register. We was at a meeting the other day. We see on TV where now it's the serial killer out, and, you know, they got pedophiles running. Man, it's getting crazy, man. We have to step up as a community, man. You remember back in the day, man, the community, everybody would get their torches, man, and they would go get them. They'll go get them. And that's what we doing right now, sitting here right now. We got our torches lit, and we coming to get them right now. You know what I'm saying? But we coming to get them through knowledge and wisdom, and what we doing right now with this Cogee's Hands Off Act. You know what I'm saying? It's in effect. We get ready to make it happen. Elsa, what you think about that?
I'm right on board with you. I mean, I really commend all of you for coming forward, because it's the only way that we can improve the situation. You know, being the parent of a child that was victimized, and I had to go through hell because my own family didn't want to stand by me, and I said, I don't care that nobody stand by me, but I will stand by my child.
Yeah, you
and
definitely.
That's what we have to do as parents, because if you don't stand up for your child as a parent, then guess what? You're on the predator side.
You're right.
On your child's side.
Right.
You're right.
You're just as bad as the predator.
You're right. And you know what? Like I said, starting the show, if it's a predator in jail right now, you paying money. If you know anybody, I'm going to say it out there again. If any of y'all know anybody right now that's sending money to the jail, taking care of a predator in jail, writing letters, doing what they doing, sending them stuff to feel comfortable in jail, they're no better than the person that's locked up right now. And if you ask me, you need to shine a light on those people also. And I mean that, definitely. I don't care if it was my daddy, my mama, my brother. You touch one of these kids, you dead to me. You dead to me in prison. That's you right. Dead. I'm not gonna uphold what you done. I can love you and I can pray for you every day, but I won't support what you done, and you dead to me. And I mean that. Miss Peaches, chime in.
Yeah, Elsa touched on something, Kogee, that you talk about all the time, and it's part of your Kogee Hands Off. If you are not on the side of the children, if you're not doing something to push forward so that we as the innocent people and children can stop living in fear of the predators, then you're part of the problem. You're aiding and abetting the predators to do what they do. Have anybody ignored the situation that happened the other day, I'm sure it would have only been a matter of time before that monster had a chance to be around the child again or possibly move on to the next child. But fortunately, he was able to be embarrassed in front of a lot of people, in front of a neighborhood of people, and now all of those neighborhood people's eyes are open to this situation. And that's what we have to do, Kogee. It makes people sick to talk about this.
Yeah,
it makes them sick. They call into your show, they say, I'm sick, but I understand why I have to listen. So we got to turn our sickness and our fear, like you're doing and everyone there is doing, to make them fearful and make them feel ashamed when they walk out of the house, and for them to be standoffish of people like, oh my God, I can't talk to anybody. They're gonna say I did something to them.
Oh yeah, but you know, like I said, we got laws set up right now. We ain't even gonna talk about it because, like I said, we got a big meeting with a lot of huge people that's behind this situation, and that's when the Cogee's Hands Off Act laws are going to come out with the support of everybody here. We got my man Kevin, who's going to be wearing the shirts when he go to the ring. Right. And we represent, and we going to do this thing big, and we going to light a fire to it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I need to do, they telling me I need to clear these phone lines up. Hold on for a second. Clean on the Board of Health. Anything else you got to say, brother? I love you, man. I thank you for your support, man. Come on with it.
Man, all I got to say is, first of all, God is working through you, the panel, and to get this message out there like it's nobody's business, man. This is a very important topic that needs to be addressed and the way that we're all bringing this to light is very powerful. So hats off to you, Kogee, and again everyone who's putting their story out there. This is what's needed. It's all about education on the laws, on what to look out for, just all around education on this topic. And that's one of the ways that we're able to move forward and have some good things come out of this.
Yeah, you're definitely right. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure, man, that we keep at a word going. And, man, let me tell you something. Boy, you're a freedom fighter on everything that comes out with this situation. You always make sure you got our back on this situation. Like I told you, right now, man, we got our village. Everybody got their torch up right now, and we walking and we hunting and we smoking these creeps out. You know what I'm saying? These dirty pedophiles. That's what they are, and that's all I'm going to call them. I ain't going to respect them. You dirty pedophiles. Here we come for you, and I mean that, definitely. Hey, man, much love to you, man. Keep listening to the show, and if you can, chime in the second hour. If something else come on your mind, call. You know I'm going to let you in.
Absolutely, man.
All right, my brother. We're going to go to the next phone call. Next phone call. What's up, my brother? Conversations with Cogee.
Hey, what's up, Kogee?
Alan, man. What's up with you, buddy?
Not much, man. I'm just here sitting and listening to the show, and I'm mad as heck, man. I'm mad because it's just crazy how these people are out here doing things to our kids that is just not right. And, a lot of the parents are sitting back and, not believing the stuff their kids are telling them when they're supposed to believe their kids stand behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the problem here? Kids just don't make stuff up like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got that right.
They might make up stuff like, well, sister hit me, or, she kicked me onto the table, but they're not going to make stuff up about somebody touching them. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, it probably took them a lot to say that.
Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah.
If you don't believe your kids, you're just as bad as a pedophile.
Right. But let me ask you something. Alan, man. You said we got a lot of support out there where you are right now. Talk about it. You texted me this morning and said, man, wait till you hear the support I got for you. Come on, talk about it real quick. You got to make it quick.
I got gangbangers that I train, man. And, when they hear about pedophiles, they get an attitude. They're pissed off.
Yeah.
These are these are guys who go out here and fight for fun,
Yeah.
Come on now. And they hate that. It's just like if a pedophile go to jail, you know what happens to them?
What's that?
Man, they get the business.
Yeah. And they should.
They need more business.
Right. They need. Yeah. They should. They should never have a peaceful day in prison, but they shouldn't have a peaceful day out on the street. That's where I am with it. When you touch one of our babies and you got grown men and grown women that's still feeling sick, they can't have regular relationships because of what's going on, you got to get dealt with. And you got to carry that for life, just like the victim that you put out there right now. And
I have clients who they've been in jail. They've been in jail. They've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
And when I had the show, at the gym, and we're talking about pedophiles, you should see their eyes just light up. I mean, just widen. Like, man, do you know what we do to people like that in jail?
Yeah. And I appreciate it, man. You called me and told me, earlier this morning, man, you got some heavy supporters supporting you. But one thing I want you to tell them gangbangers out there, man, put them guns down, man, because the same way the pedophiles are hurting the kids, man, them gangbangers are sending stray bullets through our hood, killing people. You know what I'm saying? Tell them to put the guns down and get behind the good cause, man. But we don't need that violence. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, definitely, man. But, hey, we ready to go into the second hour, man. Thanks for calling. But like I said, if you think of something, call back in, man. Much love to you.
I sure will.
And tell all them gangbangers, if it's 2 million of them, to go sign up, man, on my website, man, for the Hands Off Act. Do something positive with that energy. Use it and sign up for something good.
I'm going to get some shirts. I'm going to make sure they all wear it. As long as they train with me, they're going to wear it.
Yeah, there it is, man. Yeah, y'all wear them in the gym.
It only takes 1 or 2 leaders. It takes 1 or 2 leaders in any set, in anywhere in the world, to give that voice. Yeah. If you're a solid leader in your set, then that means they're going to listen to you. And I can guarantee you, half the gangbangers in your set probably either went through it or it happened to them or something. That's why they're so angry right now, because I know I went through that.
Yeah,
I was angry for years. I was fighting in the streets and everything for fun, and then someone said, hey, you can fight and make money at this. And now that's where I'm here, and I got a little bit more success and things, and I've been able to handle it and deal with it, sit back and talk about it with people.
Oh yeah, and you're doing a great job. But let me tell you something. We coming down to the end of our first hour, and y'all see us on fire, so you only can imagine. And when I say we got a star-studded show, I'm talking about heroes. I'm talking about star-studded people that's stepping up to take care of our kids, star-studded people that's making sure we all right. But you know what, Melissa, read that off real quick before we go off the air. Read that off where people can get in touch with.
It's nvsexoffenders.gov or familywatchdog.us, and you can search in your area and print out pictures. Tell your neighbors.
There it is. So, hey, we gave you a website to check out, and you know what? We everybody's passing on Twitter right now. But listen to this song, y'all, because these people, they all right, and they going to make it, and we're going to make sure that. Much love to you. Conversations with Cogee. All right.
I'ma keep on believing and dreaming I can do anything. Oh, I'm alright, and I'm gonna make it.
Go get him, Koji.
What's up, radio family? Yeah, you know this show hits home every month. We're saving our babies and shining a light on these dirty pedophiles that torment our kids every day. We're coming harder and bringing more info and awareness on how to tell someone or help lock up these dirt bags and bring tougher laws into play. Lots of guests and parents speak out on this topic. Chime in 731-1230 or check out the conversationswithcogee.com website for past shows and upcoming events. My feelings on this situation, if this doesn't affect you, then you must be part of the problem. Let's save our babies and make that call. 911 is 3 buttons. Monday, 3 to 5, Conversations with Cogee.
Go get him, Koji.
You are now tuned in to Conversations with Cogee. You dig?
It's Conversations with Cogee. It's Conversations. The boy is about to float. Stay tuned. It's Conversations, baby. Yeah, I'm doing my thing. Rush hour traffic. KLAV. Come and sit down, call and talk to me. Topics off the chain, yeah, I'm getting it in. Callers calling in, jamming up my system. Stay tuned to my show and make sure you're listening. Make sure you're listening. You want to make sure you're listening.
Mr. Pedophile, why do you hurt us kids? We don't deserve it. We didn't even do nothing. Please stop hurting kids because a lot of people are mad at you. You got away with it, but they will catch you. We can't even go to the park and play in the sunshine. We can't play at the mall on the toys while our mommies are shopping. My big sister can't even go to the movies alone with her friends. My brother can't play sports and learn from the coaches he trusted because of all the bad people who hurt kids. If somebody hurt you when you were a kid, it's not your fault. You can tell someone who will help you, like a doctor you go to when you have the flu. They can make you all better. Please go get better. They shouldn't have hurt you like you hurt kids because you know how it feels to be violated. We should all be able to be an innocent child and play safely and not be scared of you guys. How would you feel if your family had to pay the price of what you did hurting little children?
And now, back to Conversations with Cogee.
And we back, baby. It's your host. This is Cogee. It's the second hour, and like I told you, the first hour was on fire, and I mean that. And this hour is going to get more heated because let me tell you something. Even when we went to the break, nobody got up to leave. Everybody kept the conversation going, and it's going to get hotter. A lot of people want to say a lot more. I want to say hello to you, Melissa.
Hey, Cogee.
How you feel about the show today?
My blood pressure is up. I'm ready.
Y'all, you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you feel good about today? I mean, you being a victim and what all you been through. Do you feel like me and Kevin, do you feel like that we bringing it today?
Definitely.
In honor of, what all y'all been through. And even my man Kevin, hey, he's been a victim. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about the former UFC champion, my main man, Kevin Randleman, the monster. What's up, baby?
Thanks for having me again, Kogee. It's nice to be here. I love everything that you got going on. We've talked about this once before, long time ago, and I said whenever you get this down, let me know because I want to be part of it. And here we are.
Oh yeah, definitely. And see, one thing I love about this brother, and I want y'all to support him because now he's back. He was hurt, he was out for a while, but God put that favor on him and brung him back because God know what he's ready to do now. And this man's going to light it up, and he's going to get that belt back. I know he is, and he got our blessings and our support.
I'm definitely going to try. No one can stop me but myself.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're going to make sure of that. But the thing about it is, this man came on here to make sure that we all know what's going down. And we got Miss Elsa Prado. Elsa.
Hi, Kogee. I'm always going to be here in support of the kids.
Oh, I know you are, definitely. But you know what? We got my man Big Blaze. What you think about this?
Well, we addressed a couple of things, in the halftime, and I wanted to bring out what I was feeling as far as having a situation that you're going through as a child when a parent doesn't listen to you. I went through that as a kid, and so I feel like in relation to that, you have to support the children in some kind of way. Any adult that'll listen to your kids, take them serious because they might be telling you something that's like an emergency.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But hold on, Miss Peaches.
I'm here.
What you think about this situation?
Man, I just couldn't wait for the break to get over. I know you got to do what you got to do for the radio, but I'm hot, and I want people to know how serious this is and start taking action.
Oh, this is
your cause.
Oh yeah, this is really serious. But check us out. We really great to blaze it up because we great to let Lucy in. Lucy, Conversations with Cogee. Come on and bring the heat, baby.
Hey, Kogee, how you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed. I'm blessed that you called. Thank you very much. Come on with the heat.
I just had to take a minute to call in and commend you for everything that you're doing, the moves that you're making with these pedophiles, and everybody else that you have on the panel that are victims that have came to the show today and to tell their story. Yeah. And I've been listening in, and I just have a question for Smooth, Kevin, and Melissa. They all said that they weren't able to really deal with it until they were older. Has anybody seeked counseling at all?
Melissa.
Yes, I have. I actually have another appointment with her this week. I do a yearly appointment. Yeah, definitely. It's just to keep me on track, keep things, motions flowing good. Yep, definitely I do.
Kevin.
I did back in 2000 when I told all my team and stuff that I went through it. I went back home and went to a therapist, and therapist definitely helped me put a lot of things in perspective for myself. And you can't do it by yourself. If you think you can, all you're gonna do is start self-medicating, whether it be weed, pills, drugs, coke, alcohol. It leads down a bad slope. So speaking about it as early as possible will help you alleviate those problems later.
Right.
So what else you feel, Lucy?
Well, what about I was like, does anybody have children, and how does it affect you raising your children now? Like just I'm asking because I have a friend that she was brutally molested as a child, and she has a little baby girl now.
Right.
And she's having a lot of issues. She's never seeked counseling, but she thinks everybody is out to get her baby now, like every man, So it's like, where do you draw the line as far as being, cautious and or overly?
And this is
to the point to where you're almost crazy.
This is exactly this is why you need that help. I have a son that's 23 years old. He's graduating UNLV this year with a degree, thank God. And when he was younger, because of what I went to, I was a baby, having a baby. I was 16, 17. And I remember when I was around 19, my son's mother lived in a very bad area part of town, and we all can always say bad things about our kid's parent, but in this instance, it was a pretty bad situation. So every 5 minutes, I was thinking someone was trying to get at my son, and I was literally every chance I got, I was beating up somebody that was around because I just thought that they were bad pedophiles. I thought that they weren't being. I didn't think that they were being. I didn't think they were being a good parent or being a good grown up. So I had to. I was very boisterous, and people thought that I was crazy. Like, why is he so angry? Now that time has passed, I realize now that when I was younger, I was so angry that that I looked at everyone that's trying to hurt kids around me. So I was always going off on them. If I saw someone hanging around the kids that wasn't at the seminar, I'd go off on them like, "What are you doing here?" Communication in this world is the biggest problem, and it's the easiest way to rectify problems with just communication.
Right. So would you say it's fair to say that if you've gone through something, as far as being molested, that you can't just get through it on your own. You have to have help, some kind of counseling or something.
They definitely saying get help. Kevin just said a minute ago, they ain't no way you're gonna get through it by yourself with your mental.
Right.
I'm just lucky. I'm very lucky that I'm not in jail because I was very volatile. There was like a 12-year span that I was just always trying to fight. And as I realize now that I was fighting because I just was always trying to lash out at guys for being bad, regardless whether it was a guy hitting a girl. I don't like guys that abuse anybody. I don't care if you're a parent abusing kids abusing other kids. I don't like that anyway. I don't like bullies. So to me, the whole entire it's a lot bigger than we're starting right here with this rape for the pedophiles, but understand it starts at home with me as a parent with my kids.
That's right.
And I gotta teach my kids, my baby girl, my son is 23 years old, but believe me, he's very well versed on pedophiles and situations of this nature, just because I don't want him to ever be in the crosshairs on the bad situation part.
Yeah.
Or I don't want it's so easy to be caught up in a situation like this, and I don't like ever having someone that I know put themselves in a bad position, knowing like if they know that it's coming, they can take a step out of the way,
right,
and miss the whole entire problem.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that.
And as a parent, we have to teach our kids that it's not okay for someone to touch you in the private part. It's not okay for someone to touch your neck. It's not okay for someone to touch you, to kiss you on the lips.
Embrace you.
If it's not okay.
Right. And you know what? That's my man, Kevin Randleman, and he's letting you know it ain't okay. But let me go to Elsa Prada. Now, you talk about this situation because your daughter been through it, and you answer the question about counseling.
Exactly, and I have addressed that because not only, like, for me, I had to put her through the counseling, but I also needed it because it was very difficult for me and very devastating to think of myself as a parent, and I never, ever, would have even imagined that something like this would happen, but that's something that I had to cope with because somebody that we trusted and we thought would never hurt her. So those are things that are very difficult, when you are the parent and you have to, step up to the plate and help your child. It is also, it's difficult on both ends. But at the same time, if you have to do the counseling, like I had to do counseling for myself, too, to help her and to help me cope with the devastation, because nothing for me can be more painful than to know that my child got hurt. I mean, for me, it was horrible. And I heard everybody else saying the same thing. It's like, heaven help whoever touches my kid, right?
Right. Yeah, you're definitely right. But Miss Peaches, let me ask you a question. What kind of counseling and mental stuff, are you working with right now?
Oh, I think it's imperative that somebody gets help because it's hard to deal with situations on a day-to-day basis that are easy. People need help. You need somebody that knows a little bit more and can help your brain function through this so that you don't live every day, like Kevin said, in fear, beating everybody up, and just looking at everybody. And then to touch on, I think Lucy asked, where do you draw the line? I'm not sure there is a line to be drawn, and I don't know what your guys' opinion on that is. I think that you should keep your eyes open on everyone. That doesn't mean attack them or accuse them, but keep your eyes open and stay aware of everybody.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that. Big Blaze, chime in.
I think right now another thing is not losing hope. A lot of people who've had this happen to them, they've already walled themselves up into that anger phase. And after you sit in that anger phase for so long, you won't get help because you don't think anybody cares. You don't even care enough yourself to even try to get the help.
Amen. You're so right.
You're definitely right about that. That's my man, Big Blaze. But check us out, Lucy.
Yeah.
Hey, is everything answered for you?
Yeah, thank you. I really wanted to call in though and show you some love and thank you for putting it down because there's not enough people out there right now that are fighting for these babies. And, you know, you got a lot of people following you, so
A lot.
keep doing what you're doing. And
Oh, yeah. I got a nation.
I'm behind you.
Thank you. I got a nation. I mean, I got them in every state that's calling in right now that's making it happen for me. I mean, they texting me. They writing me on my website. That's why I say, man, whatever's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think anybody that try to get in my way and stop what I'm doing right now, you doing a bad injustice to this whole situation that I'm doing right now, and you need to be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to
the
get
reason why we talking right now. You're probably one of the pedophiles.
Yeah, you probably are. And you know what my motto is? If you're not affected by this, you must be a part of the problem. And I mean that. And I stand on that. But you know what? Go to the Hands Off page on my website, Conversations with Cogee, and sign up so I can be sending you stuff that we ready to do. And we ready to, man, I'm telling you, we ready to have a big meeting and we ready to start a bonfire. But I want to thank you, Lucy. Much love to you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right. Next caller, Conversations with Cogee. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
All right. Is this Megan?
Yes,
Hey, Megan. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
First thing I want to do, I want to tell you that me and everybody on my panel right now, we appreciate you calling in. You know what I'm saying? We know you're a victim. We know you've been through it. And I'm glad you called in to support, you know, a close friend of ours. We don't got to say what. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But I want to say I got much love for you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for calling in today.
I have to stand up and say thank you because there's not a lot of people out there spreading the word like you are right now.
Thank you. And it's only going to get hotter because, like I said, I got my man Kevin Randleman who's going – I mean, he goes to Japan. He fights everywhere in the world. We're going to make sure he got all kind of different color T-shirts for any city he hit, and we're going to bring this awareness, and we're going to really light it up. You know what I'm saying? But it takes more than Kevin doing it. Kevin can do it all day long going around the world, going further than some of us can go to spread the message, but we got to back him up with the awareness and the fight. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So tell us your story real quick.
It started, I was probably about 8 years old. My mom started dating a guy, and it started with touching and progressed from there. I was never fully molested, or I was only molested. I was never fully raped by him, but it went on from the age of 8 to the age of 10. He was then placed in jail for a different charge, and I felt safe enough to speak up and say something, and he then went to prison for my term and was then later released, and the lovely state of Nevada handed him his 3 girls back.
Oh, wow.
So
That's amazing.
It's sickening to me.
Well, you know what? I want to tell you something. I want you to definitely support what I got going on with this Cogee hands-off law, the act I'm coming out with. Because, see, number one, now you ain't going to be able to come around them kids no more. You ain't going to be able to go around no kids no more. Because, like I said, we get ready to light a fire. And them are the words that I'm going to keep using. You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you, Melissa. I want to ask you, Megan, and I want to ask Kevin. What do y'all say about the person that support these people while they in prison? Let's talk about that. I'm going to keep shining a light on that for a minute. Because like I said, we got to cut the root. We got to cut the root for them to keep being okay while they in prison, while they going through everything. And we're going to start out with Kevin real quick.
Anybody this is a heated subject for me because I get pissed about it.
Come on, man. Go with it.
Too many people make excuses for everything that other people do. I'm the only one that if I do something wrong, it's up to me.
Got that right.
I put myself in a bad situation. It's my fault that I put myself in that situation as a grown-up. Now, we're talking about kids that don't understand anything. It's up to us as parents and adults to teach our kids who is the only resource on this earth that's worth saving. We've got companies, businesses arguing over oil or arguing over sugarcane in Brazil. And our kids are the ones that are hurting the worst.
Got that right.
Our kids are not getting the full effect of the knowledge because our parents, there's parents out there that think that they didn't get to live their childhood or they grew up too fast because they had a child too young. Now, as a parent, I'm teaching my kids, strap it up, wrap it up.
That's right.
Protect it. If you're going to deliver a present, make sure you wrap it.
Right.
It's these little things, it might sound funny to joke with it.
Right.
But believe me, the little nursery rhymes that I learned as a child, I still sing them today to the kids that I work with.
Right.
So it's at an early age that we teach and nurture these kids to understand that it's not okay to be touched. It's not okay to badmouth. It's not okay to bully kids. It's up to us to teach our kids so that they can teach the next generation of kids.
Right.
It starts with us.
You're definitely right. Melissa.
You know, Kogee, I have many family members that are supporting him. I don't get to see them for, it's going on almost 10 years.
The dirty pedophile, right?
Yep, that are supporting him. And I'm the one that's still victimized. I can't go to certain stores because I know he's going to be there. Everybody supports him, and I'm still a victim. And it's not right. Why am I the one that's ignored by other family members as he's the one, he gets to go to the family dinners, he gets to go to the funerals. I don't get to do that. Is that right?
No, it's very wrong.
It's very wrong. Megan.
I'm right there with Melissa. It's at the age of 16 I got a job, and he walked in, and I had to serve him.
Oh, wow.
It's little, just tiny little things that gets thrown in your face. You have to stop it. I am now a mother of two. I dare somebody touch my daughter or son.
Right.
And my two are fairly, they're not little, but they're little. And I've already let them know, if anybody attempts to do it, tell mommy. If it's daddy, tell mommy. If it's mommy, tell daddy.
Right. You're definitely right.
I don't care who it is. You tell somebody.
We can't sugarcoat things for our kids because, believe me, our kids, our babies that are 4 and 5 and 6, they know computers better than us, so they know how to turn off the parental guides on the TV, on the computer, everything. So they're they're smart, maybe even smarter in computers than we are.
Yeah.
So why would we want to sit back and sugarcoat anything for our kids when they can learn on a faster scale than we can as adults?
Right.
So as a kid, keep giving them the knowledge. Keep giving them the knowledge. If you're not giving them the knowledge, then you're hurting them because they're not going to know what to do in the situations.
Oh, yeah.
But every chance you get, every time a situation, if you're watching TV, if you're watching a television show and this comes up, please, after it's over, instead of turning on the next show, turn the TV off and talk to your kids about what you guys just watched.
You got that right, Kevin.
At least reiterate it to them and so that they understand this is not right.
Oh,
and he can, if you teach your kid right, I guarantee you, your kid can help the next kid that might not be getting the same help at home.
You got that
so
right.
Understand, you teach one kid and help one kid, that one kid can help another kid. And we can go on and on and on. We can pay this forward. We can light it up.
Yeah, you're definitely right. But let me ask you something, Megan. This is what I want you to talk about right now because like I told you, my man Kevin's on fire, and I'm going to leave him on fire. I ain't dousing him out. I'm going to leave him on fire. But let me ask you this, Megan. What do you say to the kid? Like you said, you didn't fully get molested. You got what they call groped. You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you a question. What do you say to the kid right now that's getting a little butt patted? You know, it all starts out, they start doing it sneaky. They do it real sneaky with a little butt pat just to see how they can pat it, a little rub when they hug, or this, that, and the other. What do you say to the kid that's going through that right now? And give me some signs right now of the things that kids should be alert on if it's getting done to them.
If a touch is uncomfortable, it makes you cringe, it makes you want to crawl into a ball, it was inappropriate. I don't care where that hand landed. It is inappropriate, and you need to tell somebody, I don't like them touching me anywhere. I don't feel comfortable with them. I don't like it. I don't care where that hand, foot, the kiss on the back of the ear, or whatever.
Wow. Yeah.
No, I don't. If it makes you cringe or feel uncomfortable or feel unsafe,
you're definitely right.
You need to say something to somebody.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Elsa.
Yes.
I want to say this to you real quick. I had a lady friend tell me the other day, she was with this guy. She's with a new guy. And the guy takes a 3-year-old little girl to the bathroom, and he always tell her, well, let me wipe you, let me pat you, you know, in the front after you get through using it, this, that, and the other. Elsa, please speak on that.
No. Yeah, even a 3-year-old needs to know how to wipe themselves.
Thank you.
A 3-year-old is big enough to wipe themselves, and that baby should be wiping herself.
And when I said this,
that baby needs to be taught boundaries. No one wipes you but you.
And when I said this to the girl, Elsa, me and her fell out. She told me, what are you trying to say? My man ain't like it. No, it ain't a part of your man being like it, but you don't set up the situation to go down and happen. You know what I'm saying? Elsa, if I was that child's daddy, I'm telling you, I would have a serious problem with that situation.
Absolutely. It is a serious problem. If she doesn't want to wake up and smell the roses, then somebody should slap her around.
Right, and that means that child is left open to be a statistic. You know what I'm saying? Melissa.
That's if she's naive enough to think it hasn't happened already.
Right, Miss.
That child hasn't been touched already.
Right, Miss Peach, just chime in real quick. Hello? Oh, she must have got disconnected. Melissa, chime in real quick.
You know what, Kogee? My husband would not do that. My husband, when my daughter was potty trained,
right,
he'd be like, "She's done with the bathroom."
Right.
That's just a safe guy that feels safe knows.
Right.
That's not my area. I'm watching 2 of my sister-in-law's little children for the next month. I have a 3-year-old little girl,
right,
who still needs help.
Yeah.
It's either me or my little girl,
right,
who goes in and helps her.
Right, you definitely right.
My husband does not go in there. My son does not go in there. It's just something that he said from day one, I will change diapers, but when she gets to that age, I will not.
Right, and let me say this real quick. And Blaze know this to be true. Me and Blaze was out a while back, and we was in the mall, and we went to the bathroom. We was gonna eat. We went to the bathroom to wash our hands to come back out and eat. Why did a guy come in with his little girl like 6? He was standing in front of a stall using it, and the little girl was standing right in the middle where she could see everybody using it. Blaze, chime in. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, and we both said something about it.
And we both said something about it.
I remember that.
This is how serious things are getting. Kevin, chime in real quick.
I'm a little pissed off right now, so I'm just gonna be cool right now. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
All right.
Kogee, I'm on here.
Come on.
The female that's letting somebody take her child to the bathroom. Are you retarded? You don't put your child in position. A 3-year-old hasn't been able to be taught and said so many times over and over again she's 3. She can't speak up for herself. Why would you make your daughter comfortable with anybody, a strange person patting them dry or doing whatever?
Right. Bingo. Kevin.
Grandparents that say, I'm not even going to take, my grandbaby to the bathroom. You need to handle that, or they need to know how to wipe themselves, and until that, I'm not watching them.
So what do you think about the guy, you and Elsa, that I said brung his daughter in the bathroom? He's standing right in front of a stall, and he's got his little girl standing right beside him, and other guys are lined up beside him to use the bathroom in the stall.
What do you think a child's doing when they're looking around? It's
right,
like
a little girl's looking around. You're definitely right, Kevin. That's what I'm saying.
That's a sick father, because what father that's a healthy father would allow his daughter to be watching penises all over the place?
But it wasn't even his daughter, Elsa. That's my point. It wasn't even his baby. I guess it was his girlfriend's baby or whatever. He was at the mall with me and Blaze. We got at the situation. So chime in, Kevin. Go.
There's the problem. I understand. A lot of times there's relationships and their kids in relationship early in people's lives.
Right.
And this is not a knock on women or guys. I understand that we all need love and we want to find some love. But understand, pedophiles are looking for women with young kids that don't have a man. They're looking for you. They're looking for that woman that has a child that's looking for a man. They're looking for that mother that has a child. Come on. Women out there, do me a favor and wake up. My daughter, when she was coming of age, when she got her period for the first time,
right?
We talked about it. My daughter was 12 years old. She's 14 now. She was coming out, and I talked to her mother. I have a great communication, even though I might not get along with them, but we have a communication.
Right.
I asked her. We talked. She said, Kevin, she hasn't gotten her period yet, but it's due. So this is the summertime. She comes out, and I said, okay. And the first thing we did when she got there, we sat down and we talked. I said, have you had your period yet? She's like, no. She's like, Daddy, I don't want to talk about that. I'm like, look, first of all, you and I are going to talk about everything because that's where it's got to start.
Got that right.
So, and I told her, I said, and if Mother Nature is supposed to come right now, it's a beautiful thing. But understand, I'm going to get you the help. We're going to talk about it, but I'm not the one that's going to go to the bathroom. It's going to be your mama Elizabeth,
right.
or it's going to be your auntie Kathy, or someone. But we're going to talk about it because I don't want my daughter ever feeling nervous or feeling like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
We've got to let the kids know that we've got to teach them about their body, not that it's a bad thing, but that it can be a beautiful thing.
Right.
Being able to have a child is a beautiful thing. So we've got to make sure that the mothers out there, you can't let some man who's not even blood or related at all
have that much control over your kid.
Control over a child,
Got that
especially
right.
a young female.
Yeah.
I have a for instance, when I was younger.
Hold on. We want to save that story for 1 minute. We're going to go to a phone call. We got a phone call. Conversations with Cogee. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm on fire right now.
Oh, I'm pissed off right now.
Oh, how's the show sounding?
I'm pissed off because of all these people that are getting out of jail for being pedophiles. That's what I'm pissed off about.
Should be longer sentences.
You got that right.
Okay.
Longer sentences.
I'm telling you, every parent that lives in a neighborhood, I don't care if you have little kids or big kids, you check your new neighbors out.
You definitely right on that. And you know what? Tell them how to check them out, Pat.
You've got to get their license plate, do a search on them from the house that they moved into. You can also, for young parents, they can contact a number through Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to get safety checks, to learn how to protect themselves as a mother with young children for free.
Yeah, you definitely right. And you're definitely right. But Kevin want to say something to you real quick.
I have living in Vegas. And when you live in a place like Vegas, which is a real transient town, you have to really, really keep your eyes open. And I've noticed that I'm from Ohio, Midwest, Bible Belt. We I can go and borrow sugar from a neighbor who's a block away from me.
Right.
We know each other's kids. I have on my phone an application. It's called the Offender Locator. And when I turn it on, whatever location I'm at, in Vegas, Ohio, German, wherever, it tells me where all the offenders are in the area, what they were offenders of, and everything. So on my phone, no matter where I go, I can always find out where the offenders are in that area.
Well, that's a good thing, but a lot of people don't have that capability.
And I understand that. And you can always go online, and you can punch in, go to offender search, and punch in the zip code or the address, and it'll tell you it'll give you 0.1 mile, 0.0 miles from your house or from your location in every direction going outwards.
Right.
Correct. That's only if they're registered, though.
Yes, and the ones that aren't registered should be back in jail.
Yeah, you got that right.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Hold on 1 second. Big Blaze.
Another good thing that might help also is if your kid's playing outside, you might want to keep tabs on the places that he's going, where he's playing, because chances are it's going to be somewhere in that area if something does happen.
And who he's playing. And you know, it goes back to what Kevin said and whatever. You need to know who your kids are playing with, and most of all, you need to know who their parent is. You need to know who their parent is. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
No, you're right. You're right about that. You have to know all of them.
If you guys, we can't get complacent at all and think that someone's going to take care of our kids. It starts at home, everybody. It starts at home. And we can't stress it enough. We can be hot as we want. We can be as mad as we want. We can light it on fire as much as we want. But we're putting this together so that we can give everyone out there that needs some information a better way to get the information. Because we got to keep the hands off of our best resource possible, and that's our children.
Got that right. And
each parent that has their children in any type of daycare, they can do background checks on any of those people online for the daycare and everything, and that is a must-do situation for any parent with young children.
And you know what? I want to say this too, and it goes back to what somebody said earlier in the conversation. Anytime you usually see a child that grow up and he turns out to be a bank robber, a rapist, anything, it's what he saw usually from that certain parent that he was around. That's like half of the people that got young teenagers that's in prison right now. Half of their kids are in there because they watched the mother or father hustling, robbing, stealing, doing, and all they was doing was following the trend of getting money, and that's why they're in prison right now. But then the parent want to get mad and get on the kid about going to prison. You making our family look bad. But this is something that you might have changed your life earlier. You might have changed your life later to be a good parent. But it's what he saw you doing as he was growing up, and their young minds always hit record. And it holds the picture, and it want to get down just like the parent got down if it felt like that parent. Usually, Kevin, I'm going to say this to you and Blaze. If a young
Right.
person's growing up and he heard that his daddy was a boss in the street, his daddy was a gangster, his daddy didn't take no stuff, what does that young man end up doing?
I was a boss in the streets, and I never
Same
took
exact
any
way
stuff.
a long time.
Got that right.
And
lot
it
of
stayed
time.
with me. It stayed with me until I met the wife, the woman that I'm with right now. I met her in 2003, 2004. And literally, I realized that everything I was doing up until that point, being mad, being pissed at everyone that never even did anything to me because of reasons that I never really could understand. But now that I'm older and God help, and when I got with my wife, the first thing we did the first month, I told her, I laid everything out on the table with her so that she would not feel like 2 years down the line that she found something out, and she was like, well, I wasn't prepared for this. So I told her everything. I told her about the rape as a child. I told her how it messed me up. I told her about the drugs, the drinking. I told her about everything, every single thing I did so that she wasn't ever going to get blindsided. And from the day I told her, our life, our relationship, and everything was strong from that point on. And when I did stuff wrong, she always would pull me to the side, and we would have an open communication of, that's stupid.
Right. But
Well, you know, I have a family member who was bad many years ago. I'm older, and he's older than I am. And his kids got in a lot of trouble as they grew up, and
Right.
it's like, you know, it's what they saw when they were growing. And it's really it's a sad thing, but you know, he gets mad at them, and I told him one day, I said, listen, where'd they learn from?
Right. You
How'd they
definitely
learn
right.
it? You know, I said, you know, yes, thank gosh you straightened yourself out.
You definitely right.
So
But
glad, right?
yeah, you're definitely right. But I got something I want to ask Kevin, and I want to ask Melissa, I want to ask Megan, and I want to ask Elsa. When it comes down to a kid that's been molested, I've been raped, I've been groped by somebody and ain't been all the way molested yet, how do you turn off the kid's psyche to not follow that mode of the pedophile? What do you...
You have to let them know they're a child of God no matter who they are.
You're definitely
We
right.
just have to let them know that it's not
Okay?
okay.
They are a child of God. They have to know that what happened to them was not okay. It's never okay. But that doesn't mean that they have to go out and do that. You have to rethink their mind.
We can reprogram anybody with time.
Positive, a younger child of, I would say, up to the age of 7 years of age, you can really set good examples for those children. And I don't care what type of religion anybody is or what they do. They need to know that their children are not only loved by their parents, but they are loved by God.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And another thing I want to Megan, go ahead, chime in.
They also have to be told that it's not their fault. They didn't do this. That was me. I'm in my 30s now, but it took me quite a while to realize that it wasn't me. I didn't do this. He did this, and I was the victim. So I wish somebody would have just
Pulled you to the side and said it wasn't your fault.
You know,
It
Megan,
wasn't me.
Megan, I was a victim also, not of the same stature, but previously in my younger life, I was severely beaten by a man for many years. And I blame myself for a lot of years.
Yeah,
And he struck my child one time, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, he struck my baby.
So let me
I left. I finally got enough courage to leave, and I have supported other groups for women with that also.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you know what? You should. You're doing a great job. Hold on one second. So, Melissa, chime in about what I said. How do you teach a kid that they didn't do it? It's not their fault.
Kogee, the best medicine is time, healing, talking with people that are there for you, that will help you. There's always going to be somebody. You know, it took probably a few people to tell me that, hey, what's going on is wrong. You know, what you're going through, it's not your fault, and it's wrong. And it took a lot of time and a lot of abuse before I realized that he doesn't love me. This is not love. Right. It took a long time.
Big Blaze.
Well, I wanted to comment definitely on what Randleman said. I could agree with that 100%. It's really going to take, just them knowing it's not their fault. They need to know that, it's bad. They need to know how severe it is. And more importantly, like I addressed earlier, they need to not lose hope. A lot of these kids, they've already built up a barrier.
Right.
They're frustrated because they've been carrying this around, and it's alive. It's more alive because they're younger versus when they're older, before they find a way to deal with it. But I think when that barrier is up, these kids, they become desensitized. They forget just exactly how bad it really is, and they run from everybody because they stop caring.
And
you lose hope, you stop caring, and
Right.
then you don't care if somebody's there trying to help you. You don't even want the help.
You don't even care if you kill yourself. You don't care if you die. You
Yeah.
just want to be. You'd rather be dead than have to deal with the same pain and every day when you wake up.
Right.
Yeah. But you know what? This is the thing about it. What I'm saying is, I believe God descends his angels to the earth. And that's what we are right now. We the fighting angels for this situation. I had a little kid, and it hurt me so bad, Kevin. And I talked to you about this in the Apple Store. A little kid asked me, if it's a God in heaven, why he let it happen to me?
Right.
Why did he let this happen to me? And I was froze. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was froze because this little 9-year-old caught me off guard with that. And I was froze. When I stood up for a minute, I'm looking in his eyes are watering up, and he's like, man, they keep trying to get me in church. They keep trying to talk to me, but I watch what the preachers are doing in church and this, that, and that. Like I told him, it ain't about the preachers. It ain't about the preachers. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe in my heart. This is what I came back and said. God descends angels to this earth to fight these battles, to help out. And that's what we are right now. You know what I'm saying? And for what reason we all are sitting there having this powerful show for right now, this is the reason why. We fighting the battle, and we doing what we supposed to do to make sure these kids are all right. You know what I'm saying? These pedophiles are running around right now, and these kids don't have no hope. But you know what? We got a clip for y'all kids out here real quick. I want you to hear it, and it's that really, touches the kids. We'll come back to it in a minute. But what I'm saying, a lot of kids have questions that they won't answer.
I tell you what, for any kids out there, and you might not understand who's on the panel right now, but the people that are up here, we are business people, workers, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters of somebody. So when I was going to go and do the show today, I told some friends I was going to do the show, and I told them what it was about. And they was like, well, why are you going to do it? I said, because I was molested when I was a kid. And they were like, and they looked at me like, you, how could anyone do that to you? Well, fellas, I wasn't this when I was 10.
Right.
But the reason why I am who I am today was because of what happened to me at 10. I could have easily took a left at the fork in the road and become a bad person. I could have become a pedophile. I could have become a rapist. I could have become a bank robber. I could have done a lot of things, but I wanted to be more proactive. So in order to get out of the ghetto, I learned how to read better, study better. I learned how to just be better for myself. Instead of worrying about all the bad stuff, instead of worrying about the negative, I just started doing more positive stuff. And I lived my life through that. Now, people say, why would you want to tell anyone about what happened to you? Listen, if I, as a fighter,
that's right.
And understand, I'm not saying this to pump my brakes or toot my horn, but I'm a fighter, and I was a world champion. And if I have no problem coming out of and saying, hey, I was raped as a child, and it wasn't my fault, you can get help, and you can be just as good, if not better than me. There's a lot of people, regardless whether it's an actor or a state senator or your teacher
athlete,
or your mother, your father, me as an athlete, or someone as a mother. We've all been through these things before.
That's right.
Just because you haven't heard it from my voice doesn't mean that it hasn't happened to me. I go to seminars and talk to kids, and I see these kids in the corner, way in the back, and I see them like kind of self-conscious, not saying something.
Right.
I go out of my way to make sure that kid
that's right.
knows that he's better.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you. What's going on? Talk to somebody, and literally I get notes and stuff later on my Facebook from their mother or from my website, and them saying that thank you for helping my kid. If you keep your mouth closed, the kids will never know exactly how far they can go.
That's right. Thank you, Kevin. Much love to you, brother. And you lighten it up. And I ain't going to stop you. But check this out. We got a clip right here that I'm going to play, and this is for all the kids that's crying out.
Mr. Pedophile, why do you hurt us kids? We don't deserve it. We didn't even do nothing. Please stop hurting kids because a lot of people are mad at you. You got away with it, but they will catch you. We can't even go to the park and play in the sunshine. We can't play at the mall on the toys while our mommies are shopping. My big sister can't even go to the movies alone with her friends. My brother can't play sports and learn from the coaches he trusted because of all the bad people who hurt kids. If somebody hurt you when you were a kid, it's not your fault. You can tell someone who will help you, like a doctor you go to when you have the flu. They can make you all better. Please go get better. They shouldn't have hurt you like you hurt kids because you know how it feels to be violated. We should all be able to be an innocent child and play safely and not be scared of you guys. How would you feel if your family had to pay the price of what you did hurting little children?
And now, back to Conversations with Cogee.
And we back, baby. This is your host, Cogee. And like I said, now these are how all the kids are crying out. But this is one child that's speaking for a nation. That's speaking for a nation of kids. And you know what, Big Blaze want to say something? Go ahead, Big Blaze.
You remember when we did that seminar over at the school? And after the speech, I ended up telling you, I was like, we got to make sure that we go above and beyond to make sure that these kids get contacted and get the help they need.
Right, yeah.
Because I told you, I was like, right now, after that seminar, you got all those kids' hopes up. And then after the seminar, they're going to end up returning home. And their hope is just going to drop right back down to where it was before because they got to go right back to what they were trying to escape.
Yeah.
And you gave them hope with the speech, and now they're back. And so, that's why I was saying, as an adult, if you know a kid who's having a problem, even if you're not that kid's parent, if it's having a problem, be an adult, man. Go out of your way to address that problem because it could be very serious, and that kid might suffer.
Kevin.
Yeah.
So what did you think about what you heard with the kids clip?
Well, Cogee, what I had heard with the clip is exactly what we're sitting here trying to stress to everybody. We can't stress enough that if it's said once, there's something meaningful behind it. Kids are the most honest creatures on this planet. They tell you straight. If your breath smells, they're going to tell you.
Yeah.
So when they open their mouth and talk to us, they're talking to us sometimes to have conversation and sometimes to tell us something that's going on in their life, and they don't know how to tell us. So if we listen and ask the right questions, we can get to the bottom. It's not about digging and prying. It's just about being
aware. Yeah. What do you think, Smooth? What do you think about the situation with the little girl, what she just said?
I think she was talking to a lot of the sick people out there who know who they are. You know what I'm saying? She was giving a voice to all the people. When she was saying my big sister can't even go to the movies, you know what I'm saying? That's true.
Yeah.
Because my daughter's 17, and I worry sometimes when she goes to movies with her friends.
Right.
Who's going to be there? Who's going to be approaching them? But something you were saying earlier, I just want to touch on it. A lot of kids carry guilt.
Yeah.
And they don't want to say something to the parent or to somebody else, and that guilt can really, really hurt you. You gotta tell somebody.
Oh yeah, definitely. Melissa, give those websites real quick.
You can follow Cogee on Twitter at the @ COGEE talk TALK, or on Facebook.com /Conversations with Cogee, or his fan page at Facebook.com/Cogee'sFans. Or you can register to listen to previous shows at conversationswithcogee.com.
Okay. Now we're down to 3 minutes. Elsa, chime in real quick. Got to be fast.
Yes. I really believe that all this talking we're doing is the best kind of healing that we can do, not only for all of us here involved, but all of the kids that need the help. We need to talk. We need to get the word out and really get everything moving so that we come out of the silence. And by coming out of the silence, we're going to promote healing for all the victims and everybody that has been hurt from this.
Oh, yeah. Give us your websites and everything, Elsa. We on short time. We're going to be moving. You done great today, as usual. And I know every month we have it, I know you got your war jacket on and you ready to come battle.
Definitely. Like I said, I wrote my book, Your Donor, and it's out there for everybody to read. I also have Facebook. You can reach me or send me a message. If there's anybody that's been abused and is afraid that is listening right now on this radio, please write to us, because there are resources that are available. You could even send, whatever you want to us, and we will listen.
Okay.
How can we get in touch with you?
Oh, how can we get in? They said, how can they get in touch with you, Elsa?
I'm on Facebook, too. Elsa Prado.
Elsa Prado. Okay, I want to thank you for being on the show, and much love to you. And I'm going to be talking to you soon.
Definitely.
All right, Thank you very much. So,
You're welcome.
Kevin, I want to tell you, man, thank you, man. You lit it up today. And tell us how they can get in touch with you, Kevin, and we can keep this whole communication going.
I'm definitely going to be a cornerstone in this, because this is one of those things that I definitely.
Thank you, brother.
I'm 100% behind this. Kogee, everything that we've conversated on and leading up to this, me sitting next to you in here at the studio with all the great people on this panel.
Yeah.
You've helped me realize that I haven't been doing enough. You can reach me on my Facebook at Kevin Randleman, or you can reach me at my website, kevinrandleman.com. You can follow me on Twitter, kevinrandleman.com. Any kind of information that you have, please let me know, and we can get this on this show. I'm always open, and I'm always going to get back to you. Whatever you write to me, I'll make sure we spread the word.
Thank you, brother. And I'm going to make sure, Melissa, you want to say anything for us over?
Everybody just speak up if you can. Contact Kogee if you can. Anybody, law enforcement, anybody you can reach out to.
Thank you. And I just want to say to everybody out there, this has been a deep show and smooth. Encourage the fellas real quick.
Well, Kogee, I just encourage everybody to speak up and do the same thing what you're doing. Is trying to preach it to everybody and let everybody know what's going on.
Okay. Well, on behalf of Conversations with Kogee, I want to thank everybody that's been on the panel today. I want to say this has been a powerful show, and it's all about awareness. It's about telling somebody. It's about making sure that our kids are being treated right, that they're learning what they need to learn from the home first. It's not about letting your boyfriends and girlfriends get with your kids and do anything with them if they're not really their kids and they're not teaching them right. Kids are not meant to be just out here to be target practice for these sick fools. You know what I'm saying? These dirty pedophiles. But like I said, we have a show once a month, and next month's going to be even powerful. My man Kevin's going to be back with me, and we got a lot of new people that we're going to bring with us too. Kevin's going to be riding with me every show, and we're going to keep it going, and we're going to keep the fire hot. And I want to thank everybody that's listening, everybody that ride with us. I hope you learned something, and I hope you passed the message. All right? One love to you, baby. Yeah. This is Kogee. Pray for me and stay for me. You dig?
And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
This is awesome, and I think what the subject matter that you're teaching or that you're bringing about today is awesome, because there's a lot of hurting people out there.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of people that need to hear the word of God, who are hungry and thirsty for the word.
Right.
And until they are led by a voice like you, or a venture that opens up an opportunity for them to hear this,
right,
then they're lost. So thank God for you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, I'm definitely.
God is not through with you yet.
God bless you. Love your program. And I'd like to say a wonderful job that you and your staff are doing for your community and this world today.
I appreciate it.
Have pride in yourself.
Definitely.
And be happy with yourself. Because once you have pride and you're happy within yourself, you can let your little light shine, okay?
Man, it's just, I mean, you really took us back. You really took us back.
Yeah.
I mean, you really hit me over the head with that one. You really did. That was deep.
I'll tell you, your show is absolutely wonderful, and I am so happy that you're strong enough to be able to continue on with it. And I'm hoping to be able to be around for a long time to watch you prosper and actually touch even more hearts.
Well, Kogee, and man, that was a good observation you had on that caller. You know, I'm not going to get into detail, but great observation.
Thank you, sir.
The last question you asked, I was wondering the same thing.
Hi, Kogee. Love your show. Thank you for putting it out about the pedophiles, because I went through the same thing. If it wasn't for my husband telling me about the show, I wouldn't have never known. It was God helping people like you and your radio show and people listening. That's what gets us through the day.
I'm loving it. We're talking about some great topics, and I think one of the most profound things that I'm hearing is for you to keep spreading the message that it is usually somebody that we know and trust. I really applaud you, Kogee, for making sure that people know that it's not just the strangers that are committing this, but it's people that we know and trust. So thank you for that.
Man, I just want to tell you, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate how you bring awareness about so many different things, you know, in everyday life, and, you know, things that affect people negative and positively. And, you know, I mean, you're the voice of Las Vegas, man. You know, and I appreciate you, and, you know, I'm a ride for you, brother. You know, I'm here for you no matter what. No matter what the situation is, I always have your back. Me and all my people, man, you know that. Man, the show, my gosh.
you are definitely making a difference. I know you're teaching people, and you're making a difference, educating people on how to make, to live through this and protect your family in this world.
I just want to call and give you my props, saying that, hey, I'm very, 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 very proud of you, as always. You've done this show a few times already, and now you've blown it off the chart all over the place. You're doing an amazing job. Very proud of you. This is something you've been wanting to do all your life.
Yeah.
You do something for the kids.
Right.
You do something for everybody to help, to your PSAs, and all the work that you've been doing for the last 15 years. You're getting to it. You actually are managed to get it up there, and you know what? Thank you. I just wanted to give you my own personal thanks. I'm very proud of you. You're doing a great, great work. It's an incredible show.
You have now been listening to Conversations with Kogee in 3 to 5 rush hour traffic on KLAV. Check out the Conversationswithkogee.com website. Check out past shows up.